What's poppin', y'all? It's me, ya boy, Luke, and this is...
Roman. You should look there.
Fuck, I'm looking at TV, not the
You
camera.
want to take that again?
Today's episode is on... Vegas.
We're back! We're back, everybody. And we, we're talking about Vegas.
We went to Vegas. It was his 21st birthday.
Like, I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all. We planned on doing something earlier, and then plans changed, and then we planned on doing something later, but still earlier, and then plans changed again. And now we're like, I don't know, like a month removed from coming back from Vegas? And now we're gonna try and remember things and talk about it. I feel like you did more than me this trip.
I certainly did.
Well, how do we even start?
Well, would you say that overall you enjoyed your time in Vegas?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't, I didn't regret the trip at all, but, it's just not somewhere I'm dying to go back to.
Right. It was definitely a worthwhile trip. However, if I never went again, I wouldn't be upset, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess I should say, we waited till about a month ago because we both, at that point, we were both 21.
Correct.
And, it's not impossible to go to Vegas, when you're below that age, but,
I mean, most of the things I enjoy, I
was for all ages.
Yeah. Younger.
I guess the only way we're gonna get through this and cover everything is trying to go day by day, but I'm gonna struggle to remember what we did. Because when we flew in, which by the way was the first time I was on a plane since I was 3 years old, so it was basically my first time, which was very, very fun. That was very exciting for me. I thought I was gonna be nervous, but being able to look out the window and see my entire, the city that I had seen from the same perspective all my life, seeing it from a bird's eye point of view, that was honestly one of my favorite parts of the trip.
Flying?
Just seeing. It was at night, so it was really cool.
Flying's a bit overrated in my opinion. We saw the orb flying in. It was turned off.
The sphere? Yeah.
The orb. I'm, pondering my orb,
I think officially it's called the sphere, though. Which, they don't even advertise it as this. And, everybody on Twitter is, screaming and yelling that, you spent $2 billion on just a big spherical screen. And honestly, that's what I thought to begin with. Mm-hmm. But there's an interior. There's, a stadium inside. So I guess that's kind of worth money.
I guess. Didn't it, short out recently?
It did. Because Vegas has, really Nevada in general has been getting some rain. Mm-hmm. Did you see the Burning Man stuff?
No.
You know what Burning Man is? It's a festival in, the desert. I think it's Black Rock. Is it Nevada or... Yeah. It's in one of, it's Nevada or Utah that it took place in. So
is it
a similar area of the U.S.
Isn't there, one festival, Coachella or something?
It's one of those big festivals out in the desert. Coachella's music though.
Why would you do a festival in the desert?
I think it's just wide open space, but then again they always have it during the summer, so that's dangerous. I don't know how they... Anyway, just to finish my point though, they Burning Man got rained out so bad so that the area started flooding and all the desert sand turned into quicksand and people died.
What?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. It's really sad. But no, it's just that little bit of rain completely screwed over everybody there. And there's an initiative to go clean up after that festival where everybody goes out there and cleans up all the trash. And
dead bodies were found?
All kinds of crap is still... No, that was taken care of, but all types of trash, full cars, because a bunch of rich people go to it. It's just full on sports cars out there left to rot.
Well, now I feel less bad.
That's the thing. It's called Burning Man because
they burn a man?
Yeah, they burn a giant wicker effigy.
So not a real man.
No, but it's supposed to be symbolic of the man. You say stick it to the man. like the
But
big,
if it's rich
the big
people
wigs.
going to it, that's kind of hypocritical.
Elon Musk went. Like, if anybody, he's the man. If literally anybody, he's the man. Also,
Is he though?
Did we officially state that the reason why we keep looking up
Yeah,
here
yeah,
is
there's
because
like a TV.
if you remember from a creature design episode, we did the same thing. We're looking up here because
There's the
there's
TV.
the monitor with ourselves on it, and
Yeah.
it's taking a lot to avoid looking at that.
Why is Elon Musk considered the man?
Why, like he's like big tech CEO billionaire guy. Like he's like all the qualifiers for like the lower class sticks it to, stick it to the man, like that phrase.
But isn't he helping us the most with like
He
Starlink
was,
and everything?
and then he bought Twitter and then never did anything ever again.
Well, I mean, I feel like whoever runs Apple is more of the man than Elon Musk. We should be sticking it to Apple. I mean,
Who is it now? It's
I'm-
was it
I
Tim,
just-
Tim Cook?
kind
His name?
of flipped off the camera by accident.
You've done worse on the show.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I'm just saying, like, they're the ones slowing down older generation phones. They're a $1 trillion company, which is insane. I mean, hello. Aren't they selling our data? No, that was Twitter.
Oh, everybody's on your game.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, he bought Twitter, didn't?
I'm just-
Elon
it-
just bought Twitter.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm just like,
I just don't see how Elon Musk is the man.
I don't think. What do you think that means? It just means like.
Well, whenever I think of the man, I think of like a Big Brother is watching, a shit like
Well,
that.
that's Big Brother. I mean, the man is. It's just like.
Well, I mean, why are we trying to stick it to the man anyways? Like, explain to me what the man is.
It's just. It's more so a celebration of like nature and spirituality and like going out in the
And
desert,
it's-
just having a good time away from like the humdrum and like anxiety of modern day society, where a select few really rich or powerful people kind of make life a living hell right now.
Hold up. So,
This episode is about Vegas,
Hold-
our
hold-
Vegas
hold-
trip.
hold-
Not even Vegas in
hold-
general, just our trip. And we're talking about Burning Man for the first like 15 minutes.
rich people are going out into the desert, leaving a whole bunch of their shit everywhere in a festival to celebrate nature and sticking it to the rich and powerful.
None of this makes any sense. I'm not trying to explain it in a way that makes sense. It's garbage.
It is garbage.
Yeah, no, exactly. I
And-
literally
and
brought this up
the
just
way
to say...
the way you're describing the man reminds me not of Elon Musk, but of politicians.
Well, them too. I'm just saying Elon went, so that's why I'm using him as an example. I'm sure there's a better
Wow.
example, but whatever, you can debate it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying they had just a little bit of rainfall, stuff that we get like multiple times a week here in Louisiana, and it like actually caused essentially a crisis, like a state of emergency.
Well,
And
they
needed
do
to become
live in a
rescued.
desert.
Yeah, but this was like the actual desert. Like they went to like a completely barren wasteland to have this festival.
Well, I mean, at that point, I think it's like they took the risk here. It's
I mean, it's really not though. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like you're swimming in a pool with the sign that says "Swim at your own risk," and then lightning strikes the pool and you die. Like, there's no way. Like, sure, you took the risk, but like, what is the actual chances of that happening?
well, I wouldn't be swimming out in a storm.
Anyway, when we were there, it rained for like, not even rained. It like drizzled for like 15 minutes, and we had like a pool view. We were staying at the Paris, by the way, and we had a pool view, and it started drizzling for like 15 minutes, and I was just watching them outside, and they all went scrambling, and they're in the pool.
Yeah, you wouldn't want them to get wet.
No thunder, no lightning. Also, you know, you would think everybody says, "Oh, dry heat will get to you. Dry heat will get to you."
it was like paradise compared. Well, no. What I'm saying is, being in Vegas was much easier than it is in Louisiana. Walking outside in Vegas, you're like, oh, it's hot. This sucks, but all right. Walking out into the heat in Louisiana, it's like you're just walking through a thick soup.
You can feel it on your person.
You're walking through a thick wall of moisture.
Yeah. So it was hot, and like, you had to wear sunscreen every day, but it was not bad. Like, I didn't break a sweat.
I didn't break a sweat either.
I did not break a sweat. And all I did was I kept hydrated, kept a drink on me when I was walking around. I noticed, like, we kind of treated Vegas like it was Disney World or something. Like, the way we just sort of, like, walked around. Like, that was our entire first day. We just, like, casino hopped. Not to gamble, but just to, like, look at the architecture and stuff and all the crazy, like, things to go see. But yeah, I just put on sunscreen and it was fine.
I'll admit, being in Vegas for a while, it gave me a headache because of the combination of the heat, which really wasn't that bad, but the heat, the smoke from the casino, the perfumes the casinos use to try and cover the smoke, the fucking weather's blowing in from the desert, the smog from the city. It was getting a bit much for me. I kept having this reoccurring headache.
Yeah, I guess that's like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Environment?
No, it was better in one way but worse in another. Like, yeah, sure, the heat wasn't as bad.
The trade-off.
There's a better word for it, but yeah, essentially like a trade-off. That's a trade-off where it wasn't as intolerably hot as Louisiana, but you could tell if you breathed in the air inside or outside, you'd probably shave a few years off of your life. Also, this is going to be a lot like our college life episode because we don't party, we don't go to nightclubs, we don't drink, we don't have interest in gambling, although I did.
Although I had a hurricane for the first time in Vegas.
Wait, we're gonna get to that because, yeah. So we're not the clientele that would normally go to Vegas, but it was okay. We're both 21. Let's go. Let's say we went. But what also kind of gave me the energy and enthusiasm to want to go was a certain someone lives in Vegas, and I was hoping I could find them somewhere.
He didn't.
And hey, we don't know that.
We might have seen
Stay
him.
tuned. Watch all the way through. I'll tell you where I found him.
You see, Germa is...
I didn't even say his name. I was going to say it later. It was Germa. I was trying to look for Germa.
Germa is the sewer king who lives in the sewers of Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. That's, I didn't know that until we got there. Apparently there's a whole, like... What do they call it? They compared it to like a fiefdom or something?
A kingdom?
There's like a monarch of homeless individuals that live in the sewers of Vegas, which
is insane.
That's crazy. Like, I thought, like, the homelessness in LA was bad, but like,
see, when I was younger,
wild.
When I was younger and heard about that, my first thing was, hey, that's pretty cool. We should try and get something like that spread around Louisiana. So I kept on trying to spread this cryptid, the sewer people of New Orleans.
For a second, you made it sound like we need more homeless people in New Orleans.
No.
Which in New Orleans, there's also a lot already.
Would you compare New Orleans to a more festive New Vegas, Las Vegas?
I think I think Vegas is like if Mardi Gras was constantly going on in New Orleans.
No, Vegas was not that festive.
There was like dancing mascots in like alleyways. I saw Sonic and Knuckles. No. And there was like, I don't know. Mardi Gras classier, which is a lot to like that. That's a very loaded statement. because that makes it seem like it is classy at all. Vegas is like, if you look, like when you look at a picture of the Strip, like a helicopter view of the Strip, it's like, wow, what a beautiful city. If you're walking on street level, which is what we did all day one, because we got there at like 2 a.m. the night, but early morning before, and all we did was saw like the inside of the Paris. But if you like, once we got out and walked about on the first day, it was just like, oh, this is incredibly disgusting and seedy.
Other than being in the casinos, I wouldn't say the outside was very festive or culturally enriching like New Orleans is.
Well, I guess, I mean, like in a way, because it was trying to replicate other places around the world. Like you got the Venetian, the Paris, the Luxor, you know, all these different places.
They had very impressive casinos. I'll give them that.
I mean, this is where you go to gamble. I mean, what, like, you expected them not to have good casinos?
I was expecting a regular casino.
It's Vegas. What do you mean?
I was expecting a casino, not a fucking pyramid. Or
you mean to tell me
like
this was
fucking...
all like news to you when you showed up? You were like, wow, I've never seen that before?
Well, no. But I wasn't expecting a fucking Eiffel Tower or the fucking orb or a fucking giant pyramid or Caesar's palace with giant statues of gods. I was expecting just casinos.
See, I guess it's just because my mom always like rambled about everything they have there.
I was expecting
24/7, so I knew what to expect. But
I was expecting more casinos and them being less decorative.
Yeah, I guess for those of you who don't know, Vegas is essentially like one main strip in the middle of the desert. Now, of course, there's like residential and like commercial areas off the strip,
which I hear are pretty bad.
But like when we were flying in, I noticed that like, because it was at nighttime, I noticed there was just like eventually you just stopped seeing any like city lights whatsoever on the ground. And I was just like, oh, we're just flying over empty desert for like miles and miles and miles. And then you just see Vegas, which is like a huge shimmering light in the distance. But yeah, it's pretty much all consolidated on that one strip, and it's just intense, like incredibly like decorated casinos that are hotels as well. Every corner has a slot machine or something. But I'm trying. Okay, we should finish up like first day. By the way, throughout this whole trip, I'm going to be inserting photos that we took.
We walked around and saw a bunch of casinos.
Yeah, look, the first day we really didn't do anything.
Right.
What did we eat at? We ate somewhere.
I thought we ate inside the Paris. Real quick, everything in Vegas is incredibly expensive.
Yeah, and because we flew, normally my family doesn't fly anywhere, but because we did, we needed to like Uber around, which is kind of new for us. And yeah, that was expensive. And then from when we took it from the airport to the Paris, the cab driver was really weird. But yeah, no, we ate somewhere specific after day one. And by day one, I mean our first full day, because the day we pulled in, we just immediately went to sleep.
It wasn't the buffet. Are we talking about the buffet?
Yeah, we're gonna go through the whole thing.
Okay.
We're trying to finish up day one. Well, for lunch we went to In-N-Out. So In-N-Out.
You went to In-N-Out.
Oh, that's right. You got fish and chips.
Me
with
and
my
your mom went to the Gordon Ramsay fish and chip shop, which was.
I liked it. Yeah, I ate a bit of yours and it was really good. I like fish and chips, but
I didn't like it.
In-N-Out,
It was too expensive.
In-N-Out, I wanted to try because it's a West Coast thing and we don't have them in Louisiana. So I was like, let me get it while I'm here. That was really bad. It was really bad. Like, and I tried the animal style fries too because I heard you're supposed to try those. And it was just so many onions and like it was so like, oh god, it was awful.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish it. I couldn't finish the burger.
Roman, the fast food. Whenever you think fast food places, what do you think of?
I'm a McDonald's stan. I'm sorry. I know you disagree with me.
McDonald's is terrible.
I love McDonald's. I'm sorry.
There's only
Look, I know it's unhealthy.
listen. Cane's, Chick-fil-A, and Popeyes are the extent of what I'll stomach. I'll go to Sonic's every now and then for like a shake, but that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so I know we ate there for lunch.
Anything else would just be terrible. Like fucking White Castle, trash. In-N-Out, trash. I didn't even eat In-N-Out and I know it's trash. McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, trash.
Also, it wasn't just it didn't just taste bad, it gave me a horrible stomachache too. My first day was awful.
Whenever I ate Wendy's for the first time I was with y'all guys, that gave me a terrible stomachache.
Wendy's for the first time? That was your first time eating Wendy's.
It was trash.
We ate somewhere that first night, because we went to the Link, which was right next door. We went down that little alleyway with that's where the In-N-Out was. They had the
Guy Fieri.
No, that wasn't the first night.
Are you sure?
Was it the restaurant in the Paris, the Americana?
The first the first restaurant I mentioned?
Where I got that pasta that I really, really liked, and you got your Alfredo. Was that the first night?
I thought it was. I mentioned it and you said no, not that one, and then we tried to think of everything else, and then we just ended up back here and you said I think it was that one. So.
Okay, well, if I'm forgetting, I'll probably remember looking back at the photos, so I'll put it in here.
What do we do day 2?
Well, first I just want to wrap up all the casinos we visited on day 1. So it was the Link, the Paris, which is the one we stayed at, and the situation was cool. We had our own room in a different wing, and my parents had their own room.
We watched American Dad play that night.
It just became like a tradition to watch American Dad before we went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice.
It was his first time watching it.
Yeah. I never watch all those adult cartoons. I just never. I don't know. We had an awful view of just buildings. You literally couldn't see the outside world. It was just more casinos.
Didn't we have a view of the swimming pool?
My parents did.
Okay.
So we visited the Link, which is a newer one, but the clientele was kind of like awful Zoomers. And then we visited the Venetian, which was beautiful. I took a lot of photos in there, all not real ceiling paintings, but still, it was very pretty and very expensive gondola rides. We went to Caesar's Palace. This is not in order. We jumped around. We went back to that later in the trip, which we'll talk about. We visited a lot more places. Where else did we go? We visited one that we were trying to look for an aquarium in. I had the steak restaurant look like a jungle.
You mentioned the
atrium.
Caesar yet?
Yeah.
The Venetian, Caesar's Palace.
Was it Mandalay Bay?
Why are you asking? Why would I know? I don't know. I don't know why I'm trying to remember either.
We didn't go to the Luxor on day 1.
What's the Luxor?
Pyramid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's that New York.
Yeah, New York. We didn't do that day 1, though. We went later. But day 2 was what? I guess, by the way, there was conversation of maybe filming the trip and vlogging it and making that the episode instead of just talking about it a month later.
I said no.
But
I vetoed the idea.
But yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't really want to either because ultimately, if it's my first time going somewhere, and I just want to enjoy it. I want to go experience it. But future vacations, if it's a place I've gone before, we might do that if we go together.
Was the Ferris wheel day 2?
No, it was day 2 with Blue Man Group.
Did I also ride the roller coaster on that same day?
I think we are wasting time trying to figure out what we did what day. Blue Man Group is fun. I expected a bigger
show?
Not stadium, but just exhibition hall, whatever you want to call it. Like I just expected a bigger space for the event. But the show was fun and it was very like interactive, and I was just so nervous they were going to call me up on stage to do something.
I was hoping they would call me up on stage.
They picked like this old lady who was like,
she did very well. We thought she was
so like, yeah, the just comedic timing of her was amazing that we thought, oh, for sure she was a plant.
Mm-hmm.
And then we met her after, and she was like, no, they just found me, and she was like a big part of the show. She was up there for like half an hour doing a bit.
Yeah, I didn't like the end of that bit.
Where they all vomited up, mushed up Twinkies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. I never saw Blue Vinegar before, so it was fun. And then they sprayed like a bunch of like streamers out to the audience, and we all had a picture together where we all had it wrapped all over ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
This was in the Luxor, by the way, so we took like a little monorail that goes down the strip to the Luxor, which that was the monorail system in Vegas. Oh my god.
Oh, fucking life set us. Whatever the fuck.
That sentence. You can't, like, it doesn't explain where any, like, where it's going or where it's coming, and just getting to it, getting to the station, there's like 3 levels, and like the monorail comes in at one, but you have to like scan your ticket on another, and then you gotta go up and then back down again to get onto the monorail.
You gotta go up like 3 floors, go right, take a left, take another left, go down 2 floors, walk forwards, take a right, take 2 floors up, and then you'll be at the station.
And then we were trying to go check out the Stratosphere, which is a really tall hotel with some rides at the top of it. But we went to go check it out because Luke was going to do something later, and we tried to take the monorail there, and it took us like the end of the line, which ended up being not where we needed to be at all, and there was no convenient way to like get back on and for it to take us closer to where we need to be at the Stratosphere. And so we just had to get out and walk in a really bad part of town, like literally like the slums. I don't know how else to put it.
It seemed like we were gonna get jumped
off the strip. Luckily, it was daytime, but it was the 4 of us, my parents and me and Luke.
I wasn't worried.
I was very worried, and I was like trying to like cut through parking lots and lift up like chain link fences and like slip through, and it was real bad.
We had to take like a 45-minute walk around like several blocks to try and find a way into the Stratosphere, because there's no like convenient way to walk to the Stratosphere.
Yeah, it's at the end of the strip, so it's kind of difficult to get to. Eventually we just like tried to avoid using the monorail as much as possible and just ended up walking most of the time because it's just being too much. And it's not like public transportation, you gotta pay for it. So that sucked. What else? Did we do anything else on day 2?
I don't think.
I'm trying to remember
Guy
where we
Fieri.
ate. Was that day 2?
Yeah, that was. If that wasn't day 1, it was definitely day 2. Guy Fieri.
That was the same day you spent a lot of time in the arcade.
No, the arcade was like one of the last days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
When did I do gambling?
It was the same night as me. That's when we met some family. Was that our last? No, it must have been the night before. So night 3.
No, I think gambling was night 1.
No.
Yeah, no, because we ate at that restaurant inside the Paris and then immediately went out to gamble. After talking to your family.
That's true, but that means I don't think we went to that restaurant night 1.
So that must have been night 2, and Guy Fieri must have been night 3. I lost $50 in on my first night gambling. It was like, okay, this sucks. I'm not gambling again. And that was the extent of my gambling the entire trip. And I don't feel guilty about losing my money, because for one, it's a casino, and for 2, it was Vegas. If you're not going to go gambling in Vegas, there's not much reason to go, and I don't feel guilty about losing money and then knowing when to call it quits.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna have much interest in it, but yeah, it is Vegas. Like,
Right.
You got it.
You got it.
I actually got some money. I got like 35.
I
like
did.
in the positive. Like I put in like so much, and then yeah, it was cool. But I'm still trying to remember where we ate in I-1. It's eluding me. But we must have like done something weird that's not coming. Maybe we just didn't sit down somewhere. We like picked something up. Or...
I remember the night we arrived, we went to that little store
It was a
place.
little cafe.
And I got that like
2 a.m.
shitty salad and a tiramisu.
Yeah.
I fucking love tiramisu.
The lobby of the Paris it's borderline a lobby. It's like made to look like an exterior space. So they have like a sky painted on the ceiling and like the facade of like
Walking through
Parisian
town.
buildings and like fake trees and stuff. And it's really cool. Kind of reminds me of Epcot in that way. And it also has like big struts of their mock Eiffel Tower, which has a restaurant in it. We didn't need that, but it has a restaurant in where like the Eiffel Tower base would be, and a big like blimp outside, and the arc, you know, out front arch. Very, very beautiful. Like honestly, staying there was one of my favorite parts of the trip. It was very clean too, unlike the rest of Vegas. I'm trying to think. So Blue Man Group was a big thing we did. I'm not gonna bother going in order. We did the High Roller, which was the big Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Got a good view of the orb.
Yeah, and some of the containers, whatever you call them in Ferris wheel, have like full bars in them, so you can drink while you go around. It's a 30-minute rotation, and it's a view of the Sphere. So we have to get really good pictures of that, which I'll do a little slideshow of right here.
We went to a candy shop.
Yep, that was day one. There's like a little shopping center alleyway thing full of like stuff like candy stores, and that's where the In-N-Out was and stuff like that. And the High Roller's at the very end of it, also with an entrance into the sewers.
We went to Area 15.
Yes, we went to Area 15. Got this little buddy right here.
Went to Omega Mart.
Omega Mart, yeah. That location.
Omega Mart. You have no idea what's in store for you.
Which was really fun. If you don't know, it's a Meow Wolf, which is a sort of interactive art exhibit thing. One is in Vegas called Omega Mart. There's one in like Santa Fe, I think. There's another one. There's a few. And it's sort of just like abstract art pieces and stuff that you can go take pictures in front of and sort of
like
interact with slightly.
Comedic stuff.
In the front of it is like a grocery store with a bunch of visual gags and little secret passageways into the back, which is like the main experience.
Right.
And you can actually purchase things. There's like actual food items there, or things that look like food items but aren't. Got a bunch of pictures, so I'll probably have them showing up as we're talking here.
We never talked about the Guy Fieri though.
You were telling about your donut burger. What was it called? It was Flavortown.
Yeah,
Guy
we
Fieri's
went to this
restaurant.
Flavortown restaurant, and I bought this burger, and I thought, oh, that's just like a comedic spelling for what they want to do with the burger. But no, it was just a donut. Like it was a burger on the inside, but they like cut a hole in the middle and like deep fried it and covered it in this glaze. And it was a sweet burger, and I hated it. If I knew it was gonna be like that, I wouldn't have ordered it. I would have gotten the mac and cheese like he did, which was delicious.
Mac
by
and
the
cheese
way.
was wonderful. But I can never finish a meal at a restaurant, so unfortunately I couldn't finish my leftovers because we didn't have a microwave in the room. And Luke couldn't finish his either, which I don't think I've ever seen happen.
It was
in your
disgusting.
order.
I don't want sweet burger. It wasn't just sweet; it was sugary sweet.
Did you get a picture of that?
No.
Okay, I'm sure I can just look up an image of it here. But yeah, Guy Fieri, if you don't know, he's famous for his like wild meals. So I knew what I was getting into there, but I just played it safe by getting the mac and cheese. But like to put it into perspective, like the mac and cheese was like that was a meal. Like that was the entree. When as at normal restaurants it's the side. So
Nowhere on the menu did it say that my burger was gonna be deep fried and covered in this glaze. Sure, it was named like the donut burger or whatever, but it did not mention the deep fried or the glaze.
also what really pissed me off the entire trip we like our sweet tea. We spent 15 minutes in our America episode talking about sweet tea, and they didn't have that in Vegas. They don't offer sweet tea, where you, at the very least, you gotta make it yourself at the table.
Sweet tea is the southern thing, Roman, and not having sweet tea makes Southerners go angry.
I was mad about that. I couldn't get my sweet tea the entire trip, but now I'm kind of going cold turkey on it just to be a bit healthier.
I kind of knew we wouldn't get sweet tea. But what surprised me was there was no
Coke.
Coke.
That was ubiquitous at this point.
No, sweet tea's a southern thing.
Okay, let me say this though. There's no point, like there's no reason for like any food to be not ubiquitous at this point. You should be able to get any type of food anywhere in the world. We're too global of a society for that to be the case anymore. Especially something as simple as sweet tea. I mean, come on. They sell it in stores. Just have Gold Peak in the back and pour that in a glass.
No, Gold Peak sucks.
I know, but at the very least, that's what they can do.
They could at least buy Milo sweet tea.
Ironically, I've never tried Milo.
You gotta try it. It's not the best, but it's better than Gold Peak, that's for certain.
But yeah, so Guy Fieri was good. I enjoyed the mac and cheese when I got there, but I much more enjoyed the what is it, shrimp? Yeah, shrimp carbonara that I got at like the Americano, I think it was called, in the Paris.
Right.
Which, by the way, Guy Fieri was kind of also in the Paris. It was in the link between the Paris and the Horseshoe, another casino, because it's so hot and people don't like to walk in the heat. They basically the entire strip is connected on either side of the road. Even on opposite side of the road is catwalks, but you have to go outside for that. So it's just like you could just keep walking on the inside of casinos and it just never ends. And I'm like, there'd be like a smaller casino and like casino area in a larger hotel, and then you just keep walking and oh, there's another one. Oh wait, we're in a different place, and there's like no windows or clocks or anything to tell you what is happening in space and time.
I mean, that's on purpose.
It's to confuse
your sense seniors. Of time, and so that you'll spend longer in there than you should be.
Yeah.
But what pissed me off is that there was no Coke in Las Vegas. It was all Pepsi.
Oh yeah, that too.
Pepsi sucks.
Overall, very disappointed with drink options. What else did we do?
I jumped off a building.
Yes, let's go to that. Luke jumped off the stratosphere. That's why we were going earlier to check it out.
It's like 800 feet jump, was it?
I don't know. I forget.
It's not like a bungee jump, more like a controlled fall, where if you hit the ground, you'll still die, but they have like brakes at the very last second.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's a controlled fall. You're not like just free falling on a bungee.
I was singing "Free Fallin'" while I was,
Luke
falling.
did it. Luke did it. I didn't because I'm scared. I don't trust anything but Disney in their ride safety. I'm sorry. That's also why I didn't go on the roller coaster at New York, New York. I just don't.
I went to the roller coaster at New York, New York. Can I talk about them real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I did not have a fear of heights until I was standing on the very edge of the jump area for the stratosphere, and I wouldn't have backed out, but I was thinking about it, and the thing is, there's like a 13-year-old behind me about to jump as well, and I thought like, oh my god, I can't even choose to back out because she's gonna jump right after me, and at that point, I'm not as brave as a 13-year-old, and
Yeah. But I mean, I don't blame you. Like, these photos are not like edited to make it look tall. Like, it's insane.
And like the thing,
it is a long drop.
Their device they use to like rewind the jumping mechanism that like catches you, it was so loud and intimidating.
Oh, you didn't tell me about this.
No, it seemed like everything the workers were doing beforehand leading up to the moment of jumping, it just felt like intimidation tactics.
Oh?
Yeah.
They were being spooky to you?
No, not on purpose. They were just doing their jobs. But it just like
in that way that they were like, we do this all day, we don't care that much, and
Yeah.
just sort of like being generally emotionless.
No, like just the machine being fucking intimidating while winding up, them sort of like getting me to stand on the very edge, and they're like, I don't know how to explain it, okay?
It was scary, yeah. I mean, I get it. I didn't do it. Like,
I told the workers that I felt like I was Gwen Stacy from the Spider-Man movies.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where she dies.
I thought you were talking about like from Spider-Verse, but you're talking
No,
about
no,
Amazing
no.
Spider-Man. Gwen.
Yeah, the one where she dies.
Go. There he goes. Here comes Luke. Here comes Luke. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Luke. Oh my god. Oh my god. Here comes Luke. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! Whoa. Oh, Luke. You good?
Sudden stop.
You good?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I was singing Free Fallin' on my way down.
Yeah, no, Luke was the daredevil on this trip, and that's fine. Because, like, my fear stems from, like, there's a lot of attractions outside of Disney World that are not competitors, but are sort of hoping that, you know, with the tourism in Orlando, let's see if we can get some traffic here. And so I think it's called, like, the Orlando Icon, or that's the Ferris wheel, but next to it in like the same like plaza is a drop tower ride, and then some kid like recently died on it. He just fell. The strapping him in just didn't work, and he fell and died. And it's just like stories like that.
Was he not fit for the ride? Like, was he too heavy, too small? Like, is there a reason? Why did he fall?
Apparently he was overweight, but ultimately.
Well, then they shouldn't have let him in.
But still, like,
there's protocol for a reason.
Yeah, but
he knew that
he didn't follow it.
He knew that he didn't fit the protocol, and he took that risk. Sure, the workers should have stopped him. Oh, like how old?
Like I think like a young teenager, like 13, 14 or
Oh,
something.
he should have known better then.
Still a minor. Ultimately, like.
Yes, in the eyes of the law, since he was a minor, the workers were at fault, and they should have stopped him for not, and they weren't following protocol.
I don't know. I
And
don't regret not doing it. I just like having the photos of Luke now, which are featured in this poster.
And the New York roller coaster, that was a really fun roller coaster.
It seems like one you'd break a rib on. I don't know.
Oh, there's this like one thing where it's like a spiral, like you were like hanging on the side here and like spun around like that, and like a little spiral. That it was a very fun roller coaster, and I would have done it again if it wasn't so expensive. It was not worth the price.
Everything was a fee there. Everything.
Although I did get like a tiramisu every night. The tiramisu was worth it. I'll give it that.
Yep.
The hot chocolate wasn't. The hot chocolate was dog shit. I want to do the buffet and me getting accosted by. Were those prostitutes on the street or strippers?
Prostitutes, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so
Sex workers is the
yeah,
more respectable term.
it's not a respectable job.
Oh, we can't have that. You can't say that. What? If you got it, flaunt it. Like, what? We disagree on this, I know, but I don't get it.
I was raised with good Southern morals.
Good Christian values.
It's degrading to both them and other people, mostly to them.
But you also agree that two consenting adults should be able to do whatever they want as long as it's not hurting themselves or anybody else, correct?
Correct.
So then,
I don't like them out there accosting people about it. I think if you want to do it that way,
okay, sure.
if you want, I'm fine with sex workers existing. I just don't want them in the public eye.
That should be a given.
I don't want them in the public eye.
Look, if you want to argue that, like, the heckling in public, if you want to heckle, like...
I don't want them on, like, advertising themselves on the internet, on, like, Instagram, all
Well,
open
obviously,
like that.
it shouldn't be completely public. Like,
Right.
I feel like if you're bringing your kid to Vegas, you know what you're getting into.
Yes,
Online,
I'll admit that Vegas is kind of like that kind of place.
I did see a surprising amount of little kids walking around, but essentially, like,
A lady in a leather outfit slapped me on the arm with this like leather whip and asked me if I was ready, big boy, and that made me uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
Yes,
Take the compliment.
I okay, yeah, I understand. I'll take the compliment. That was,
What?
but I felt very awkward. I'm not used to that kind of environment.
Well, the really awkward part was that even if my parents weren't with us at the time of that happening,
Oh, yeah.
they were with us.
That's another reason.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I know you're watching.
His parents were with us. Not saying that I would if they weren't with us. I'm just saying that they were with us, which made it more awkward.
But literally, like, on day one, my parents were like, "Now, Roman, you know, you're gonna have not just like sex workers, but just anybody. You're gonna have people in the street coming up to you and
It's a
telling
trap.
you like to buy something, take this, blah blah blah, and they're gonna herd you into something, whether that's a tour, tickets for a show, prostitution, whatever." And I was like, "I'm on a college campus with people trying to hand Bibles to me every day. I got this handled."
I didn't. My Southern hospitality demands that I shake these people's hands.
Looks like what? Yes? Hello? Meanwhile, I will walk into somebody, even if they're talking directly at. Like, if I know what they're trying to do, I'm not gonna be rude to somebody who's like just asking for help. But like, I can tell when they're trying to heckle me about something, and I'll just not make eye contact and just walk straight through them.
Southern hospitality demands that I interact with these
And then immediately after my parents tell me this, they get stuck up talking to somebody. I'm like, I turn around and y'all are all just like having a conversation. I'm like, what? It's not that hard. You just pretend you don't hear or see them. Anyway.
I mean, the guy, at my school, the guy, he was like, he had a stand with books, and he was like talking to people. And I was walking by with my earbuds, and he comes up with like going to handshake me as I take out one of my earbuds and like give him a handshake. He's like, yes, what do you need, sir? And he just clasps my hand and drags me over to his like book stand. It's like, oh god. He starts loading books into my arms, like, hey, we're like monks trying to get our stuff out and all that jazz. And I was like, oh, does this cost money? And it's like, he starts taking some of the books back, and he's like, here, take these two for free. I was like, oh, thank you. I might give y'all a donation. Goodbye.
Yeah. By the way, I think this was the same guy I ran into on campus. I think they were just doing the rounds. Sister Cindy, do you know her?
No.
She visits LSU all the time. If you know her, you know her. She's wonderful.
We do get preachers on our campus. That's fun, seeing the preachers yell back and forth with some of these people.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say?
Vegas.
That is what we're talking
sex
about.
workers.
We're still on that.
I don't know. Are you
I
talking to people on the street?
I didn't bring that up. There was one with full titties out, but it was just tassels on the end.
Tassels?
Yeah.
Do you mean like pasties or?
Yeah,
Okay.
with tassels on them. Which that's a bit, yeah, that's wild. That you should probably tone that down just a little bit. That was fun.
The lady with the titties out? That was fun.
Yeah. Anyway, we went to Caesar's Palace buffet.
Ooh,
That was our big meal of the trip. Right? Not big meal, but expensive. Most like our splurging dinner. And was it $80 a head?
Yes, it was. It was a nice buffet. I'll give them that. But $80.
It was wonderful. It had an international theme.
It was
Crab legs and like
snails. These like
escargot.
little fried balls with like cheese and risotto.
Those are really good. I really like to try different things. When I'm in a situation where I can try like a new exotic food, I love to. So I tried the escargot. It's really bad. And then I was like, I want to keep the shell because they had it in the shell still. And I forgot the shell on the table. So it's a waste of time. But yeah, they had like a what do you call it? Not grits, but it's a fancier word for it.
Oatmeal?
No. Polenta. Polenta and pork. Very good.
Real
That's
quick,
that was most of my meal.
I would like to say grits are better than oatmeals. Whoever says otherwise clearly has not
They're
had
two different things. It's like
they're
not
similar.
comparable. No, they aren't. One's like sweet and one's savory.
They're both like grains mixed with water and shit. Listen, all I'm saying is
Every
that
time somebody brings up grits, I think of that scene from My Cousin Vinny. I think that's what it's from. What is a grit?
I can eat grits any day. I loved it. Oatmeal made me feel like I wanted to throw up. Not because of the taste, but the consistency.
Like you're not having the right oatmeal. You want to make you some?
No, it's bad.
Anyway, buffet was really good. We were like, we are gonna sit here as long as we possibly can, and then we got kicked out after 2 hours. The waiter came up and he just like set the receipt down and then tapped his hand on the time on the receipt. And we were like, okay.
We had this purple drink.
Yeah, it was
ube.
An ube flavored horchata. Which if you don't know what horchata is, it's like a rice, like cinnamon spiced like rice milk sort of thing. And
Ube means sweet potato. It's like a sweet. It's a certain type of sweet potato that was purple, and.
But you're saying you would think it would taste like weird and floral, but it tasted like the milk left over after you eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's because they added cinnamon in it.
Well, that's what horchata has, cinnamon, I'm pretty sure.
But it was pretty good. I ate an octopus, not squid.
Well, I had that too. Calamari, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't want to eat it, so you handed it to me.
I didn't want to eat the head. I ate a few tentacles.
I ate like the whole fucking body. I was like, I don't want to eat that again.
And lobster, which crab is better.
Yeah, crab's better. Lobster's overrated.
I don't know if it was just like they cooked the lobster bad that day, but
I would like to say though, I'm a bad Louisianian. I don't like soft shell crabs. I only like crab legs. Warm crab legs. I can't take cold stuff. Cold seafood. It's gross.
Yeah, is there anything else specific we ate?
Not that really stuck out.
We had like sorbet at the end, but that was like
We
very
got
bland.
crepes one day.
I believe that was the morning before the buffet. There was a crepe stand, which I always get when there's the opportunity presented me to get a crepe. I always get the ham and cheese one, and it always sucks.
Well, that's because you keep getting ham and cheese.
Yeah, I need to. Because I want to make it like a hearty meal and not just like a light breakfast. But I guess it's just not meant for that.
I had like a strawberry crepe. I've
you
only
get one
had
with berries and whipped cream, and I should have got that one.
I only got crepes like 2 times in my life. One of them was like a savory, like a cheese and meat and stuff, like like what he had. And this time I got something sweet, which was like berries, whipped cream. Here's the thing, I like strawberries, but like they have this like strawberry syrup or juice or whatever the fuck it is. I don't like that stuff, you know?
Yeah, I think it's more so because it's artificial. Anything else that we're forgetting?
For food,
Just generally, like on the strip. Did we see any other like performances? I don't think so.
there's the fountains, but I didn't really
Yeah,
care.
we stayed for the Bellagio fountains, which is right across the way from the Paris, so we just gotta cross the street for that.
It honestly wasn't anything too impressive in my opinion.
They played a lot of BTS to the fountains. I wanted to go like up to the sphere, like up right up to it, but we never got around to doing that. We just saw it from the eye roller,
Yeah,
and
I would have just went home if that was the case. But not home, but back to the hotel room.
yeah, and always just I love a hotel room that's just not awful to spend your time in. And our room is very nice.
I'll admit, there was times where I was like, okay, I'll go back downstairs and head to the arcade after I rest a little up in my room. And then I just never want to leave my room because I was tired out from the rest of the day.
Yeah, and the arcade wasn't even in the Paris.
It was in the horseshoe.
Yeah, the horseshoe.
I
Which is
kept-
connected.
I kept trying to get this black little Among Us doll that had like
Oh,
a little
yeah.
pumpkin hat, which was very soothing for me, but I wasted too much money trying to get that damn thing and I never got it. I should have been spending it on games to get tickets. I found this one shooting game that I was very good at. I had a lot of fun with it. You watched me go play through the whole thing like 3 times.
Eventually, I just had to leave and sat across the way and just watched you from afar like a dejected parent.
I would have
You
played
did
it.
good. I don't care that much.
Shoot the enemies, don't shoot the hostages, blah, 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 don't get shot. I had a lot of fun with it. And it wasn't like one of those bullshit ones like the Terminator or Jurassic Park ones where they like purposely overwhelm you so you have to keep paying for revives. No, this shooting one, it was real. It was not realistic, but like you could play it without dying if you were somewhat decently skilled. Reasonable. It was reasonable is what I was trying to think of.
How are those headphones serving you?
Oh, I haven't used them.
Okay.
I forgot. My friend built my PC, and he's like, "Okay, Luke. Now I didn't add a headphone jack in your computer, so if you ever want one, just come back to me and I'll get it to you." It's like, okay, but I'll probably never get headphones. And I got headphones.
Well, ask him for it.
I don't want them.
Why?
Because then he'd have to take my computer, and then he'd have to add them, and then I have to take the computer back, and then I have to pay him for his services.
Well, I mean, then just all the money you spent at the arcade went to waste.
No, it didn't go to waste. I enjoyed myself. I paid for a good time.
Okay, whatever. Even though half the machines weren't intaking your money to get a ticket to go in.
Okay, so we went to this Red Rock like national park area where we could like drive through, make some stops, and explore the surroundings a bit. I am a bit upset though because Roman wouldn't let me kill myself at Red Rock by trying to like climb on the dangerous areas, like sit on the very edge of this rock over a chasm. He wouldn't let me do that stuff.
I literally did. I have a picture of you doing it.
Only after the British guy did it first.
What was his name?
It's like Peter.
Peter. I don't know. But yeah, it was like Red Rock Park, a bit outside of Vegas. It was beautiful. It was the first time I've ever seen like a landscape like that in real life. It was amazing.
Like it's our first time in a desert-like environment.
Well, just like mountains. I've been to Tennessee, but those are like covered in snow and they're trees and they look different. Like,
I like those mountains better.
sure, but like I'm just saying, I've never seen an environment like that in person. It was just really cool to see. And you just go drive through it, but you can get out in certain spots and walk around. And like Luke was saying, there's no like guardrails. Like you go walk out into these rocks.
You see, we're impressed with mountains because we're swamp people. We live in...
More specifically, where we live in the country is you really cannot get flatter. Like, there is nothing.
We're flat and we're deep.
Yeah.
We're under sea level.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's beautiful out there, and I have lots of pictures that I'll be inserting as we're talking about it here. Here's a little fun little game. See if you can spot my mom in this photo. We'll wait. If you guessed right here, you were correct. Yeah, so it's just to show you like the scale of how big these rocks were. It was insane. And then we got to step out at some point and go see like petroglyphs, which are petrified glyphs. So essentially like old Native American drawings on the side of walls, like stone walls.
I got a pair of sunglasses. I wore some like sunscreen that was made with aloe. You know, the little green plant that helps with sunburns.
I wore my Mystery Flesh Pit National Park t-shirt because I thought that was fitting. And what else? We saw some lizards and some snakes.
We saw one snake.
Yeah, didn't get a picture of that. I moved away too quickly. But,
yeah, I would have gotten closer.
But yeah, it was really beautiful out there, and I think that was honestly my favorite day of the trip because it wasn't crowded and you had to experience fresh air. And
we got in a like what was it with the top down
convertible. We rented out a bed convertible, which was really fun, and drove around with the top down out there. It was great.
I was burning up. I have delicate skin.
I only got sunburned right here where my shorts ended because I definitely forgot to put sunscreen there.
It is like
those tan lines.
It's an awkward moment, position, change, whatever the fuck, where it's like you couldn't really see the sunburn that well, but you could like, it was more sensitive. If I like slapped my arm, it would sting a lot longer than it normally would.
Yeah. But yeah, we didn't stay for too long. It was just like 2-3 hours we spent out there. And then what did we do that evening? We went to Mandalay Bay to get stuck in a gaming convention with a bunch of nerds.
Well, we didn't go into this gaming convention. We just like passed them. We went to the aquarium, but it was closed. Then we got the drinks, the bar.
That's what I'm getting to. We went up to the observation deck, essentially, of Mandalay Bay.
Oh no, we stopped for Panda Express for lunch.
Yeah.
For lunch, we got Panda Express.
What was that one? That was called it was off the strip. It was a smaller one.
I don't know.
I forget.
They had orange I got orange chicken and these like spring rolls, and they had this movie poster up for Barbenheimer.
Yeah, they had like the Barbenheimer poster that you see like online that somebody made. Like it's obviously not an official poster. So
I took a picture with it.
In retrospect, did they even have a movie theater? I don't know if I ever saw it. I just saw the Barbenheimer poster. This is the second episode we've talked about Barbenheimer, both of which have been radically just like dated. But yeah, so we went there to stop for like lunch, and then later that evening we went to Mandalay Bay to go at like the observation deck and have a drink.
Yeah.
And Luke downed a hurricane in about 10 seconds. I'm not exaggerating.
Well, I didn't know you're supposed to drink it slow, and I was on a pretty much empty stomach. The only thing I had that day was for lunch a small box of orange chicken.
I just want to make sure that like you know that it wasn't just the fact that it was a hurricane. It's like it's just alcohol. You don't drink that way.
Well, I mean, it was tasty, and I was thirsty.
Especially if you're like new to it, like we are.
I was thirsty. It was tasty, and I just like I drank
Yeah, people
it.
don't drink alcohol because they're thirsty. It's more so like.
I mean,
Doesn't it actually like do the opposite? We're so naive. Like
I thought I was drinking it pretty slow.
no.
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 I like turned around. And they're like, "Luke, where's your drink at?" And I was like,
Yeah,
"Well,
we were all alarmed. We were all like concerned for you.
well, it's right here. I finished it. It's all right." And y'all were just like
And then
staring.
later we had to go get something in our system because Luke got really red in the face and we got really concerned for him.
I was extremely red in the face. I was having trouble keeping my balance. Lights and loud noises were bothering me. I have stomach ache, and simply reading felt difficult to me. I couldn't have anything too sweet or like too rich in flavor, so I just got like a chicken quesadilla and like water, because that was all I could handle at the moment.
I apparently held up pretty well because I got a Cinnamon Toast Crunch milkshake about this tall and drank it fine. I guess I was still trying to chase that high from the ube horchata at the whatchamacallit, the Caesar's Palace. But overall, I think that was a very fun trip.
It was a very nice trip. I
don't
enjoyed it.
regret it in the slightest. Do I see myself going back anytime soon? No, not really, because if you couldn't tell from what we focused on in this video, and like we said in our college episode, we're not partiers, we are not drinkers, we're not that type of life. But I did enjoy myself a lot.
I would like to bring up on the flight back, I
That
went.
was fun too, we get to see the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I went to use the bathroom, and whenever I came out, they were like just handing out snacks to the people, and my seat was in like the middle of the plane, so I had to just like wait at the very front of the plane as they slowly moved forwards, handing out snacks. That was bothersome.
Also, although we went on Spirit, which is like notoriously like the worst airline out there.
I was expecting worse, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't have anything to compare it to, but it was fine. Like, I thought they were all very kind, there and back. Out of their control, but I got a horrible, like, earache on the way back down.
Yeah,
I know your ears pop on plane, but, like,
You were having trouble popping it?
yeah, it wasn't, like, adjusting to the pressure, and I got a horrible migraine the rest of the day. So, but that was just me. On the way there, it was fine. I don't know what that means, but... And then immediately you step out of the airport in New Orleans,
And just
and it's just
a wall
your skin
of
just
Q-tips.
sizzles. Yeah.
I didn't sweat the whole Las Vegas trip, but I sweat in between walking out of the airport and walking to the car.
Yeah. Just those few short minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will say my mom's luggage, it was a hard case and it broke. We've always had horrible experience with toting luggage back and forth.
I had a what's it called? A duffel bag. Oh, fun fact: Roman and his dad got stopped by the TSA. No.
It was
Roman
just
and
me.
his
I thought it was just, everybody was taking photos of me laughing.
yeah, no, never mind. His dad didn't get stopped. I think it was just Roman that
Listen,
got
like,
stopped by the TSA.
I know they with the purposes, and I know why, like, but I don't think of these things, 'cause I don't fly anywhere. And I had a metal, like, loop that my drawstring of my shorts would go through. And that's what it detected. I didn't realize. But, like, my question is, like, I have a permanent retainer.
Mhm.
Did it detect that?
I saw the screen, and the only area that was highlighted was your groin. So
Yeah, worst place. This guy had to go through like all the your rights as a like customer and like, are you comfortable with me doing this? Do you want to go in a private room for it? Because he had to pat me down, and I was like, listen, dude, just.
And your like dad took a video, or your mom, one of the two, maybe both.
Maybe.
They took a video of you while you were getting pat down. You can add it right here. Is that it?
I think so.
Alright, now time for my ending question. What is your opinion on sex workers?
I was borderline gonna cut the whole conversation out. You can please pick something else.
Okay. What's your favorite dessert? I like tiramisu. I like rich, dense chocolate. I like chocolate lava cakes. Whatever the fuck it's called. I love those the most. Also, how well do you handle alcohol? Alcohol.
I don't know what my question is.
Their opinion on sex workers.
No, it has to stay in. Oh God. Please, everybody watching, don't we're being funny here, alright? Okay. Look, if you've been to Vegas, what has been your opinion of it? I'd love to hear in the comments. Not that anybody's ever answered any single one of these questions in the history of our show, but
well, maybe in the future they
yeah,
will.
somebody goes back and does a binge watch. We need to do more Homestuck episodes, and I don't mean specifically Homestuck. I just mean something of that caliber. Thanks for watching.
I mean, haunted by my past doesn't mean murder.